Auschwitz 2.0, this Auschwitz. Because now that we understand it's Nazi in origin, I want to talk about some of the other fuck shit tactics that they do to their marked targeted individuals. This one is about poisoning. Okay, so ever since I have been dealing with the gang stalking early on, say like in my 20s, right? I inherently knew to watch my food. So whenever I would have to go somewhere that had, like for instance, I had to do some community service at a thrift shop, right? And whenever I would go there, I would make sure that I would bring food that could not be poisoned. And then so that was just common sense. And then one could say it was probably just paranoia to consider the idea, right? Okay, we can consider paranoia as a possibility when it comes to being poisoned, right? All right. Well, let me tell you this story. So whenever I was working as a cocktail waitress at one of the casinos over here, it was at Tulalip Casino. You know, since I couldn't work as a paramedic and all of that, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go cocktail. I'm going to go cocktail in a, what's that place called? Casino. There we go, right? So I'm like, I'm a nurturer. I'm a nurturer at heart, and I consider myself a festival girl. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play in the festival. To me, it was like an everlasting festival at the casino. And so I had oh my God, I had so much fun, you know, but then, oh my God, being an Indian casino, they blacklisted me. Bitches, yes they did. And they ran their game there with, you know, the work mobbing. And I'm like, okay, the Indian casino blacklisted the native. That's such horrible Special K. You know, karma. Anyways, so, but they treat their employees really fucking amazing. You know, I mean, it just so happened they were prejudiced against me because, you know, I'm on that non-investigative watch list that says, fuck these assholes. That's what it really says. But at any rate, one of the benefits, first off, they got amazing benefits, right? So I'm like, I want to go back, you know, and fucking get my groove on there because it was fun. But not to mention the amazing benefits, they actually had like an in-house weight room and all of that, you know, and a dressing room and showers, and then also had their own employee cafeteria. So for like $3, you can fucking eat, you know, and then use your employee badge to put it on your on record or whatever. So they'll take it out when you get paid. I mean, it was so much fun. It was like, okay, I couldn't work as a paramedic, but I found a way to sublimate my nurturing ways and bring my talent into the casino. And, you know, it was, my favorites were the older ladies that got really dressed up. I was like, oh my God, I'm so taking care of you. But, and the employee, okay, now this is where my story becomes relevant. In the employee cafeteria, I was sitting with a girl, a woman that I worked with, and her husband that worked with over there as well. And then so I was like, I had this thought, like, I probably shouldn't just leave my drink out open with just anybody. I mean, but then I was like, you know, that's just kind of the paranoia that settles in and goes, okay, you're overreacting. Hence the government grubbing with the psychological warfare, psychological violence. But that's not the issue here. So I left my seat to go get something that came back. And then later on, I took my drink with me back to my truck. And, but during my exchange with my coworkers, the mister pulls out this, pill bottle of sorts, and they had like two kinds of, capsules, you know, with the liquid stuff in it. So I saw two kinds, right? And then later on, when I got to my truck, since I had a raspberry tea and it was still cold, I saw the film of that fucking of the medication in my fucking drink. So the reason why, so it's like if you take one of those capsules that have the liquid in it and put it in a drink of hot water, it'll dissolve. Mine was cold, and I had the fucking film in it. That's how I knew for sure I was poisoned, bitch. And, you know, it's kind of like I would have liked to have, I was going to so save the rest of that and ship it off to a lab to see what's up with it. But as it is, I'm like, when you are horrifically gang stalked with all of this Nazi terrorism, because, you know, gang stalking was just a way to get into people's heads and say, it doesn't really happen. The real issue is that it is Nazi terrorism. So when you guys think about gang stalking, that was so yesterday. If you want to get caught up to what it really is, bitch, that's Nazi terrorism. And if anybody had done the homework I suggested, you would understand what makes it Nazi terrorism. But whenever you are targeted, bitch, they will get sellouts to fucking poison your food regularly, even with fucking bleach. I don't know what else they use, but yeah, they did it to me, I'm sure, repeatedly. But my one time, I knew actually I have 2 times. I knew for sure I was poisoned. But this one, I can objectively say, they used my coworkers to do it. But, you know, oh my God, they were dressed so nice and they were so white, you know? I mean, you never would have thought the stereotype on them. And I know, are you watching? I'm sure. I could tell you who it is. I could tell you who it is. And this is the first time, and I'm not going to say who it is. Just rest assured that Tulalip Casino blacklisted me. You know, and they run the government grift over there. Somebody should do something about that. Oh, and of course, Tulalip Police is in the same goddamn fucking plaza with their main office. So, you know, logistically, if I had to say, oh my God, who's on the government till over there with the payout? How handy to have Tulalip Police Department right there. And considering Tulalip Police Department was the first video I have about cops, you know, who's like, what's government, what's gang stalking? So there you go. If there's not a subjective-objective protocol in your police department, that's how you know they're getting their government grift on. At any rate, that is my story about poisoning. But I say this to say, it could be anybody in your fucking work, neighbor, whatever, church. Guys, this is not a day and age just to be trusting anybody anymore. It's not to say your best friend won't throw you out the river or will throw you out down the river. It's just to say, you know, these satanic worshipers are on the rise. And these satanic worshipers have no business being ethical for themselves. So they don't care about throwing you out down the river. Because there's big money to be made in the cesspool. That's why there's no abolishment date set for government shutdown to regulate the gang stalking to go away. Because guess who's enabling the gang stalking? Your judicial system, honey. So, you know, I just want everybody to be aware and protect themselves. You know, this is not a day and age just to start trusting anybody anymore. It's not to say we can't have trusting relationships. It's just to say we would be foolish to not protect ourselves and our families. Unless, of course, some of those government grubbers will sacrifice their own children because of narcissism, and if the children don't go along with their belief systems, they'll fucking poison them and sacrifice them too. You know, I mean, like, guess who's behind me? My mother-in-law and the ex and my sister that lived over there. Hi, Marcella. I know you're part of it. Did you corrupt my fucking children? Wouldn't doubt it. Anyways, there's a lot to be covered. And I haven't made a video on the poisoning. And I would just like for everybody to be equipped with how to protect themselves. You know, because there's big money to be made in life insurance scam policies. I mean, God forbid you were awake to the idea. It'd be so much harder. Anyways, I'm going to come back with another video because I have another topic. Again, thank you for listening. Oh my God. Let's see here. And then here we go. Projected voices. Hello, government grubbers. What's up? They fit the flow of the tempo, and they had the projected voice. I can decode that anytime, anywhere. And then another couple will come by shortly because they keep it coming. That is their template.